I started this story because I think a lot of times in the conversation about poverty and performance in public schools, um, not all of the right players are at the table. Not everyone who has the resources to address the problem is working on the same goals as the teachers and the administrators. And I think that what Dr. Belcher is trying to do has a lot of potential as a way to bring a lot of different people to the table who have the resources to address the problem. And I want the community to be aware of the fact that he's trying to do this. Over the summer, when the Columbia Public Schools MAP scores were released, they, for several years in a row, have had trouble closing the achievement gap between low-income students, which tend to be minority students, and their peers who are from more affluent families. And so we did a story on that when the data came out, because we just wanted people to be aware that this issue is still continuing. And in follow-up conversations with some of the folks at the district administrative building, I kind of started asking, well, if this is the problem, what are you guys kind of doing to work on it? And Michelle Baumstark told me that they were trying to start sort of a common board. They wanted to have a common board of directors with a common set of goals for every organization in Columbia that's working to better life outcomes for kids. When you're talking about issues of race and privilege and class and poverty, like, you just have to be very cognizant of the language that you're using and the message that you're projecting, even if you don't necessarily know that you're projecting it. You just want to make sure that anyone who opens up that newspaper and reads the piece is going to think that it's fair and thoroughly researched. I mean, reporting on education is really important to me because I was a teacher. I taught first grade for 2 years and fourth grade for 1 year in Arkansas and in Mississippi. And so I think when I go into stories about education, I'll lead with my heart, and sometimes my head takes a little bit of time to catch up. It's really hard, I know, as a former teacher, like, it's really hard to focus on making sure a child is able to read if they didn't have breakfast that morning, or if they were up until 4 in the morning because their neighborhood was loud, or if they have some like really crazy family stuff going on and no one at the school knows that, you know, they need to see a counselor or a therapist. All of those things come into play when it comes to student performance and kids learning. And so I think the reason why I worked so hard on this piece is because I wanted to really bring that issue to light. I think really what I want to hear about next is kids who are like at the Boys and Girls Club or in the Big Brothers Big Sisters mentoring program. What is that doing for them? You know, how is that kind of helping them deal with some issues that might be keeping them from learning?